Hey guys, it's your girl Lena, and today I'm in the hot seat. I'm gonna answer a whole bunch of questions that you guys asked, so stay tuned and listen to these answers. What steps do I wish I would have taken to get where I am today? I wish that I would have used social media as a marketing tool a lot more aggressively. I think that I was slow in it. I'm not someone to this day who posts a lot. I'm not one to engage with my audience as much as I should, and I feel like that has held me back. But you know, there's always room for growth, so that's kind of what I'm trying to do now. I've been in the game for 8 years, and I'm pretty happy to say I'm successful as a makeup artist. But engaging right now is super important with your audience, so that's definitely something I wish I would have been doing all along. I 100% clean every makeup brush between clients because the way I am, I happen to be a very disorganized makeup artist. So I'm not the one that when you look at my table, everything's in order after doing makeup. Everything's all over the place. I'm an artist, so I just kind of pick up, drop, go. And so I don't want to pick up a brush that has makeup on it already and then use it on someone else. More for the scare of just mixing colors and making it a messy makeup look. And obviously your client is gonna feel 100 times better when they're in your seat and they see that you're cleaning the tools and the brushes right before you touch their face. So yes, I definitely always use a brush cleaner in between clients. Woo, facial hair. That's funny. So what I realized is going in the direction of the hair. So when you're applying foundation, you make sure you take your brush or whatever it is that you're using and go down in the direction that the hair is growing. If you're going against it, you're just gonna sweep those hairs up and you're gonna be able to show it and it's gonna be a mess. So just do it in the direction of the hair growth. Absolutely not. I never get offended when a client wants to do anything to themselves. Why? Because I'm very picky about my brows. I'm very picky about my liner. I'm picky about my lip liner. So it's okay. I don't feel like a makeup artist should ever get offended. Number one, you're saving on your own product. Look at it like that. You're saving on your own time. And you might learn something. I learn by seeing what other people do to themselves all the time. So no, I definitely do not get offended. If you want to take that brush, go for it. Yes, I have definitely done makeup and their breath was, they either had coffee breath or they had smoker's breath or they just forgot to brush their teeth in the morning. That's definitely happened. And honestly, I just don't ask them as many questions. I just don't talk. Because sometimes I don't have mints on me or gum, and if I do, I'll offer them. Like I'll put one in my mouth and be like, hey, I'm gonna pop this in my mouth. Do you want one? You kind of play it off like that, but sometimes you don't have it on you, so I just try not to talk to you. I'm sorry, I know that sounds bad, but it's the truth. One of my makeup artist tricks. There's so many. So I guess this one has to do with the eyes. So I find that most women like their eyes to look almond shaped. So what I do with eyeshadow is I always take the crease and I take the eyeshadow brush and I sweep it upwards. And then I take it on the bottom and I connect it to the top. And when I'm done, I take a little bit of whatever bronzer I used for contour and I blend that in and I sweep it all the way up into the contour. I don't know if that makes sense. So basically what you're doing is you're taking a brush and what you're using in the crease, you're extending it and you're blending it into the contour. So it kind of all looks connected. And I actually learned that from a really amazing makeup artist. A class that I took in New York a couple years ago, and it looks beautifully blended and everyone kind of looks like snatched and their eyes look nice and almond shaped. So that's a really cool trick that I learned over the years.
So when I first started freelancing, I wish someone would have told me that professional doesn't necessarily mean more makeup. Just because they're paying you money to come be on set and be a makeup artist, for some reason at the initial stages I felt like I have to do like this big elaborate makeup, but it's still your same art. Trust yourself. Sometimes less is more. You're there to create and cultivate this look and for your artistic skills. So sometimes it just needs a little bit of mascara, or sometimes you just need a little bit of color. More makeup doesn't necessarily mean that you're a better makeup artist, right? Sometimes you have to understand like less is more, and you're the expert to understand that and draw the line. So my personal beauty blender, I'm going to change a lot less frequently than my professional one. In the professional field, I try to use those disposable sponges as much as possible, just because there's so many hygienic keys that come into factor. Even though the nice beauty blenders are good, I use them maybe once a month. I'll get a new one, just because that's you're doing a lot of jobs, and I usually have 5 or 6 in my kit at once. So I'll buy one of those packs of 20 that Beauty Blender has, and I'll get maybe 4 of those packs a year. So when it comes to covering up your pimples, some people like to go for that full coverage. I still like to go with the tinted moisturizer, and then you can take even the back of a brush or little pencil, and I just like specific dots on the pimples, and then a stippling motion. Because anytime you're like moving it back and forth, you're really gonna be moving the product around. You want that product to stay right there. So you're gonna use a stippling motion up and down like that, just to pat it into place. So let's say I have a few zits right here. I'm just gonna like dot, 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 and then use a stippling motion, whether it's with my finger or a brush, and keep that product in place, but just diffuse it around the area. Drugstore products, are they my go-to? This one's a little bit of a difficult one. Not that I don't like drugstore products, but that's very broad. So I would say I really love drugstore mascara, just because I go through so much mascara, and it tends to be the nicest for me to use on clients. But I would say few and far between. I like products from all different places, and sometimes it's the drugstore, sometimes it's a department store, sometimes it's some of these beauty gatherings that you go to, whether it's in LA or New York. I'm always looking for good products, so wherever I can find it, I'm gonna pick it up there. One of my makeup artist tricks, which I really love, is watch the makeup along the way. So you always wanna step back and see it in different lighting. Lighting would be key to all you makeup artists out there. You want to turn the lights on, you wanna turn them off, you maybe wanna get your phone out and kind of see how it shines, just because the lighting is going to change a bunch, and you want it to look good in whatever lighting it's going to be shot in. So that would be my number one trick, is to try and simulate the lighting. Normally it's natural lighting. If you can get some natural sunlight going on while you perfect the makeup, I would do that. But if not, then try and change up the lighting as you do the makeup.
So what would I say to someone who's thinking about joining the makeup gang? The first thing that I would tell them is that they need to keep up with the new trends. Right now, makeup is evolving. It's like #1 worldwide. Everybody wants to be into makeup and beauty. So I would tell them, keep up with the trends. Always keep up with knowledge and what's going on in the market right now. Oh my God, all the time. All the time, I look at people and I just stare at them, and I'm like, or I also think like, what can I do with that face? Like, you know, what can I do with those eyes? But I always look at them, and you know, sometimes what tends to happen a lot when they're getting their makeup done is their contour is usually like too dark and not blended in, and I'm just like, can I just go in there and just blend it in a little bit on the sides? But yes, I tend to do that a lot. One direction, people, down. Always apply from the cheekbone area and apply downward and work your way up. I tell that to people. It makes such a difference with the application. Have I ever not wanted, I have to think about that one. Have I ever not wanted to do someone's makeup? Yes, brides. I'm sorry, I love my brides, but some brides can be, it's not only the brides, it's everyone that comes with them. The mother-in-laws, the bridesmaids, it's just, there's too much going on, and it's just not, you're not working with one person, you're working with a whole team, and everyone has their opinion and what looks good for them. So yes, I have turned down brides. Sorry. Ba-bam. The best way to hide enlarged pores. A good primer. There's some good primers out there. I usually prime and I double conceal to try to hide large pores. And then I use a good translucent powder over it and let it set, so then it won't show. One of my makeup artist tricks, I was just talking about that, how to do the perfect wing eye. So I learned that if you look straight in the mirror and, you know, maybe looking a little bit down, you start with the outer corner of the eye, you kind of do a wing up, that way you could see the direction of your eye, and you start and kind of build up from the outwards in. And a lot of people tend to do it with their eyes closed. You can't do it with that. Even if you're doing it to someone else or doing it to yourself, if you're doing it with the eyes closed, as soon as your eyes open, everyone's eye shape is different, so it might not be the way you want it to be. So always do it with your eyes looking straight. start from the outer corner and work your way in. Thank you guys for watching us in the hot seat. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, Charmers.